Welcome back to Papa Z's Bees. Today we're going to continue our inspections with the corner hive. As last week we ran into finding varroa in our kitchen hive, that's going to kind of direct us what we do this week. So our task list for today is we're going to check for the queen, or at least evidence of queen, and that evidence, of course, as always, can be finding larvae or eggs. If we find those and are successful there, then we'll continue our check with our equipment for the varroa mites. And if we find the varroa mites, we'll treat. Then at the end of the video, we're going to give a little update on how the kitchen hive treatments are going. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to do an inspection on the corner hive today. Oh yeah, still full of honey. So that means they haven't had to use any of this yet. Working on it, good, nice, pretty capped honey. So. Oh yeah, still, goodness gracious, still heavy. Okay, so what I want to do is got a half cup here measurement that we're going to put into the easy check. First thing we got to do is find a good brood frame. This is one of the frames we took out, so they're building a comb up here really good, which is nice. Lots of comb they built over here. And notice here when we pulled the boxes apart, there was this burr comb that was going from the top of here to the bottom of the frames above, and now they're cleaning it off because they don't want to waste any honey. Oh yeah, lots of honey there, and brood. Almost looks like drone brood, unfortunately. More bees in here than I thought, which is good. Some more. You can see the brood there, but you can also see the larvae, the white larvae in there, which is good, and the honey around the outside. So we're looking good. Now we should be getting, as we get towards the middle, getting into the brood area, the brood cluster. Oh yeah, lots of nice pretty brood right there, and brood there. So we're going to shake this into here. And the ones that fly out are more than likely are not nurse bees. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Okay. Now we shake them down, and we'll get about a half a cup. There's already some in there that shook in, so we're in good shape with the number of bees that we have. And so now what we'll do is I'll dump these back in first. So mainly we've seen what we needed to see. We saw the fact that we have lots of pretty broods, so they're coming out. Now we just got to make sure we don't have any varroa in here. So we've got to get this good and tight. And then we shake it. This is called a sugar shake. And we'll shake it for about a minute. And while we're doing that, I'll start putting everything back together. One thing we want to make sure that we do is put the beetle traps in here because we haven't had them in a while and they really need to be in there. And also we need to clean off. You want to shake that one? Yeah. Teamwork helps. Clean the honey off. They won't clean the wax, but they'll clean the honey. And the reason the nurse bees were the only ones left in the plastic container is that the nurse bees have never flown before. They're only inside. That's their job for the first 10 days. So they'll stay in there. And but the forager bees will go ahead and fly out, and that's okay because you want to check the nurse bees. And in case you don't know, varroa mites are what is basically we think one of the causes of colony collapse disorder. So we want to make sure we get rid of that. Now, what the mites are, they look like little ticks, only they're small enough that they can get on the bee. And when they get on the bee and attach themselves to the bee, they put bad viruses into the bee and kills the bees. And what they'll do is they'll sneak into where a egg has been laid and hatch into a larvae, and just before they tap it, the varroa will sneak in there. So that's why we have to be really careful with capped brood we talked about earlier. So I'm going to finish putting it back together. I really think these are drones over here, but that's okay. They have a big bunch of drones that they use every year. You want to leave 3/8 of an inch bee space, which is the amount of space that a bee will not, that needs to travel and they will not fill up. If you have anything more than 3/8 of an inch, they'll put honeycomb on it. Anything less than a 3/8 of an inch, they will put propolis and seal it up. Fortunately, it's not. Don't let them get to me. Let me get these out of the way. So that what will happen is as we've shaken them, Georgine shook them and Mama Z shook them and I'm shaking them. And so what it does, it causes the varroa to turn loose and fall into the part. So now we've got to shake them upside down, and that lets the varroa select down into the top of this yellow cover. So we'll let it set for about a minute, and then we'll release those bees. Now, so what we'll do is we unscrew the lid, and I don't appear to see very many varroa. So the bees that we took out are in here. So what we're going to do is move this thing out just a tad and drop these bees down inside there. And they've got that powdered sugar, and that's okay because they'll eat that powdered sugar. They're coated with the powdered sugar. Okay, now for the fun part. We take that yellow cap that we just shook all the mites down into, just like we did for the kitchen hive, and you can look back at that video to see how that was, and take it in the house and put it on a white plate and then run water over it to dissolve that sugar, and you count the number of mites you have. Well, guess what? Success. I would show you a picture of the plate, but if you remember, how can you find a polar bear in a snowstorm? It's the same thing. It was completely white. There were no varroa in this hive. This is amazing considering what we ran into last time. Now, let's look a little bit at the pictures that we took from the treatments of the kitchen hive. These pictures are going to be from below the screen, the bottom board of the kitchen hive. As you can see, this yellow tray is where all the detritus, the the cappings and so on would drop from the inside of the hive down into the bottom. Well, when you have varroa that are killed because of the oxalic acid vaporization treatments, those varroa will fall down into this tray, into this liquid here, and that will keep those, as well as if small hive beetles fall in there, they'll die in this, because we don't want those to get in there either. But you can see the little dots here. Some of these are varroa and some of them are not. The next picture actually will show you a little bit close up of some of those, and you can see those brown looking dots. Those are the varroa, and there were a number of them. This is after the first treatment. We've now finished our as I'm recording this, we've finished our fourth treatment once every 5 days, and it continues to grow with the number of varroa that dies. So we'll get rid of those, and then hopefully we'll have a healthy hive back and ready to go. Well, thanks for watching. We appreciate your support and your subscriptions and any comments that you make. Also, if you're a beekeeper and you're wanting to figure out another possible way to treat varroa, I'm including a link down in the bottom to Fred Dunn's recent Q&A, where he discusses how you can treat varroa with less treatments by trapping your queen. Anyway, thanks again. Come back and see us real soon. We appreciate you.